Good morning, everyone. I know it's a good morning for some and not others after the football game last night, right? At least we're not Ohio State fans, right? Right? Tom, I love you, right? It's always fun to have some good rivalry and some teasing, right? And some comparison of whose team is better, this and that. And it's just a good time of the year with football, right? And with that, it's good to use that analogy to bring our minds to heavier things, weightier things, things of the spiritual life. And so I thought about my time in seminary in relation to this rivalry or comparison of which team is better. Seminary, I was there for 6 years, right? 2010 to 2016. Seminary is a weird place. It's just to be honest, it's a weird place. Completely otherworldly, countercultural, just you're removed. But at the same time, there's a lot of the same elements that exist there because priests don't grow on trees, right? They're people. And so you bring your people stuff to the seminary. And yes, while there was a lot of holiness, a lot of prayer, a lot of tearing the man down to build him up in Jesus' image, academic study, there's a lot of competition at the same time. Right? Sports was played all the time. And with sports, right, especially with guys, it gets competitive, right? Which is a good thing, again, because brothers among brothers need that. That's how men are formed. St. Paul in the scriptures talk about, yes, compete well against others, but just in the spiritual things. That didn't always happen in seminary. Right? And so a guy could look really, really good in public. Let's call him Dominic, right? Dominic could be going along and doing well in his classes, right? and getting along with the brothers and managing his house job well, and at the holy hours and at the morning prayer and evening prayer times, doing all the things that he should be doing. But internally, there's not a lot of humility there. There's not a lot of humility. There's only comparison. There's only seeing his work or his study or his prayer or his relations with others through the context of his own self. He utters prayers to himself. He compares other people to what he is doing. Pride. And in seminary, this was so prevalent, it has a name. Those seminarians, among the brothers, and we would call each other this, just again to knock us down, to bring some humility, pods. Don't be a pod. A pod, P-O-D, pious, but overly devotional. Don't be a pod. That is, don't be proud. Don't knock others down because you only see them through your elevated expression of spirituality. And because they don't pray like you do, or study like you do, or like the things you like, not much worth in those guys. They don't deserve to be there. I'm not like this tax collector, the exact language of the gospel. Right? Today, let's not be pods. Let's not be prideful. Pride is ugly. It is really, really ugly. And you know it when you see it. Humility is beautiful and peaceable. And you know it when you see it. Today, we have to be humble. And so I want to propose, because you know spirituality is good, The teaching is good, but we're practical people. So two very practical things we can do. And I'm going to break them down to the young and to the old. And you can decide where you fit in, okay? I'm probably the old now, right? The young. Avoid all social media. Avoid social media. And it's hard, especially if you're addicted to it. Your first inclination when you hear a buzz or a thing is to go right to your phone. You wake up, you go right to your phone, you're at bed, you're scrolling. That is toxic. It will kill your soul. It literally will warp your mind. Literally, physically, we know it warps our minds. But even more importantly, spiritually, it will kill your soul. Because you will only search out the things that you like. This echo chamber that you do. And you'll see everybody else against that. The chinks in our armor, which Satan knows well, it's what he presses on us. He will use social media, and literally the algorithms that it's based on will bring things to your mind and to your hearts that will only stunt and deform your soul, and you will become a prideful know-it-all. A prideful know-it-all with no respect for elders, with no respect for history, what's come before us, only in this little realm of pride and egotism and ugliness. And eventually, if you persist down this road, you have no meaning in your life. Because you'll come to realize the only meaning I have is what I see others having. This warped vision of reality. So parents, especially, put safeguards in place. It's my opinion, you guys decide, of course. No one under 16 should have a cell phone. When you drive, then you can get a phone. You don't need it otherwise. We did it, right? I didn't have a phone until I was, 18 actually. We did it. Because our minds are not ready yet for this stuff. Even with all of the blocks, all of things in place, it will worm its way in. So young people, don't go on social media. Especially TikTok and Instagram. Those are the most toxic ones. And there's a new one now. You guys know what it is? Snapchat. Thank you, Evelyn. Snapchat. That's right. Very toxic. Very, very toxic. That will make you a Pharisee. Okay? Avoid that like the plague. Okay. Young, old. Avoid politics. Especially now. Especially right now. It's ugly. It is so ugly. And to use a term that is real, we're talking reality here, this Trump derangement syndrome that's taken over the country. People see others only in light of him. It is ugly, nasty stuff. It warps the heart so much that the good other people do, you cannot see. Because in your minds, it's evil, because Trump does it. Avoid politics. Yes, keep up with the news, 247, right? Or at your age, you're safe to use social media. Just go on and look at the daily news of your area, and then be done with it. But avoid cable TV for hours of the day. Reading about it for hours of the day, investing yourselves into it for hours and hours and hours, believing and reading everything you hear. It's toxic. And I'll tell you right now, it's ugly. As a young person compared to the older generation, it is so nasty. I don't want to be like that. That's why the church is moving in certain directions. Society is moving in certain directions. Because it's so ugly. It's nasty. It only puts up walls. It is the Pharisee saying, At least I'm not adulterous. At least I'm not a liar. At least I'm not a cheat. At least I'm not like him. Walls. And that's hard to hear, but again, we're about practicality here in light of the gospel. Knocking down those walls in our hearts that keep Jesus' love and mercy out of our hearts. So today, get rid of pride. Don't be a pod. Be humble. Young people, avoid Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter. And I'm sure there's other ones that you guys can name. Social media, be done with it. Really, just put it, you don't need it. Touch grass, get outside, play with your friends. You do not need it. It's killing your soul and your minds. The older generation, put it away. Put it away. Don't let it make you evil, monstrous, nasty people. Rather, let Jesus' love in, soften the hearts, so that we can't even raise our minds, our eyes to God without recognizing our need for him first. And we'll be blessed in the gospel and bring others into his love. Amen? Amen. Amen.